So Caleb Williams, your guys' favorite quarterback of all time, rookie quarterback coming in, playing the softest defense in the NFL. The Colts cover two, bend until they maybe force a fumble at the goal line or they give up a touchdown. That's their defense. You can pass on them, you can run on them, you can do whatever you want to do on them. So if Caleb Williams, is he trash or is he going to be able to produce at least better than Malik Willis numbers? Because Malik Willis played way better than he should have. If he played against any competent, any good defense, he wouldn't have done that. I mean, the Colts were predicted to win last week and they lost. They couldn't even stop Malik Willis. So Caleb Williams should put on a show. If the league wasn't so run heavy, I would take Caleb Williams passing over numbers, but I just think they're going to hand the ball off because it's proven that the Colts cannot stop anybody on the ground, and so we should see a lot of rushing attempts from the Bears.
Will Williams get in on that rushing?
No.
He may.
No, just straight into.
But I will say that so far the Colts have been getting run over. But because of that, they actually are only giving up 178 yards through the air each game. So I don't know that makes me a little skeptical on Caleb Williams, who's already averaging pretty low passing numbers.
One of the games they played Malik Willis, and he can't even pass the ball, and he still put up those numbers. So if we would put Marcus in there at the Bears quarterback, I bet you Marcus could put up numbers as good as Malik Willis.
Yeah, but Malik Willis had 122 passing yards against the Colts. That's not that great.
That's pretty good against NFL defense when you're not a good quarterback.
I would say if Williams doesn't show signs of life this week, then I think he's definitely somebody you're probably dropping in standard leagues and finding somebody
standard leagues
upside.
I mean, the thing is, guys, he's not going to turn around. Like, there's just no way it's going to happen. He's going to have the same line that gave him all that pressure this last week. They don't run the ball. So I know Eric's saying that they're going to run the ball. But if you look at the stats, they're running it. I mean, Carolina was passing a lot on first down. I know I sent you guys that stat earlier this week, but Chicago's right up there. They don't run the ball on first down. They put themselves in a position to basically be screwed. And then their offensive line has holding. I can't tell you how many drives they started out 1st and 15 or 2nd and 12 or 13. Like, I just don't. I mean, as the resident Bears fan, I don't see Caleb Williams doing anything this week. I just think there's too many problems there, and you can see it on the sideline watching DJ Moore, and there are a lot of overthrown balls. So I'm worried.
Looking forward to a first Colts W.
I'm gonna have to wear a paper bag on my head next week.
Yeah, Caleb Williams passing, I think, is like 205 yards. That's his over under. So I don't think this is gonna be like a shootout or anything, but I think. I mean, the Colts, his receivers will be open every single play. They play way off the receivers. Anybody you want to throw to, they're going to be open. They let you throw the ball to the receivers, then they tackle you. And they do that all the way down the field. So it's whatever they want to do. If they want to run the ball, they can run the ball. If they want to pass the ball, they can pass the ball. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, obviously, I'd love to see it happen, but I think that the Colts could struggle on offense. It could be a defensive game, but I know there's some takes in there that you guys think that Anthony Richardson's going to turn it around this game. Do you think he will?
Anthony,
I'm going to say no. The Bears defense, I think, is pretty solid, and Anthony Richardson, I think the more he plays, the more teams are going to be able to game plan for him, and perhaps I think he does better than what he did against the Packers, but I do think it's kind of my take going into the season was I just don't think he's a good real life quarterback, at least not yet. And I think we're going to see more of that this year than the small sample size of fancy greatness that we saw last year.
Yeah, I think Anthony Richardson is a roller coaster. He's going to have his up weeks and he's going to have his down weeks. I don't think it really matters what defense he's playing because his abilities, He can pull that off on a good defense or a bad defense. It's just about his mistakes. That's what he has to do, is limit his mistakes. He can't make those costly interceptions. He threw 3 interceptions last week. One was on a Hail Mary at the end of the game, so fine, take that away. But some of those were outrageous. So just limit the mistakes. But if he's running the ball, he can run people over. There was a 4th down play that was awesome, where you didn't think they had a chance, and he picked it up 10 yards, kept the game alive. You thought there was a chance. I thought they were going to win that game at the end of it.
I mean, he did have 34 attempts last game, so I guess he can't put it past him to get some of this passing stuff.
I think Richardson is just gonna not live up to what everyone was drafting him for. He'll have some boom weeks where he's top 3, but then a lot of bust weeks where you're regretting starting him.
Okay, well, so this week, who would you start? AR or Derek Carr?
That is
Anthony
a good one.
Richardson.
I
think
think Richardson at home are more of his boom spots.
And with the running, I think I'd give the nod to Richardson.
What would you take, Sam Darnold or Anthony Richardson? Sam Darnold's the only quarterback with 2 passing touchdowns in every single game. The only quarterback to do it.
I think it depends on how much if you're expected to lose and you have Anthony Richardson, I think you put him in. But if you're projected to be a few points higher, maybe it's worth considering Darnold. I think he's a safer, even keel pick.
Yeah, and I mean, there is some safety that comes with Richardson's rushing. I mean, he had a terrible, terrible, terrible game last week, and he still got double-digit fantasy points.
Yeah, we shall see.